Hi, welcome to my show. Thank you for tuning in this week. This week, the topic that I want to discuss is what are your rights if you've been hurt in an accident and are in the United States illegally? If you're an illegal resident in the United States and you're hurt in an accident, this isn't a conversation about illegal immigration and the rights and wrongs or surrounding illegal immigration. The solutions to illegal immigration, and all of those things. I mean, I understand illegal immigration is a hot topic, is a passionate topic these days in the United States, and every side of it, of that discussion, truly believes what they believe. That's not today's conversation. I just want to talk about what your rights are because I think. I know, quite honestly, that many residents in the United States who are here illegally do not believe that they have rights if they're hurt in an accident and it wasn't their fault. And I think it's important because the reality of it is in the United States we have millions of residents who are here illegally. In Arizona, where I have my law offices and my law practice, that conversation gets, quite honestly, couched around illegal immigrants from Mexico. But the reality of it is, in the United States, we have illegal immigrants from all over the world, whether it's Mexico and Central and South America. We have illegal immigrants from China and Asia. We have illegal immigrants from the Middle East. We have illegal immigrants from Europe and every other country in the world, quite honestly. And it's because, people choose to come to the United States because it's a wonderful place to be and it's a difficult place to come to legally, and so they do what they have to do and they come here illegally. Again, I'm not saying that's right, I'm not saying that's wrong, but once you're here, if you're here illegally and you are hurt in an accident and it wasn't your fault, you do have rights. You do have the right to bring a claim and get compensated for your injuries. That is the important part of this conversation. Because what happens is I think many illegal immigrants are afraid. Well, one, I think first they don't understand that they have a right to bring a claim. And hopefully after listening to this, you understand that you do have a right to bring a claim. And then the other piece that is legitimate, is a legitimate obstacle, is fear. If you're in the country illegally, I think most people I've represented are afraid to become involved in the legal system because they're not here legally. They're afraid that it may lead to an arrest, a deportation, or some issue like that. And I can tell you, by bringing a personal injury claim, you won't end up in that situation. You're not going to end up having contact with law enforcement that leads to you being arrested or deported because you brought your personal injury claim. You're not going to end up having contact with the U.S. Department of Immigration because you brought your personal injury claim. Even if your claim ends up having to go into litigation and you file a lawsuit and end up within the court process, you've got every right to do that, and you will be able to do that simply based on the merits of your claim. You will not have to worry about getting deported from the United States because you've brought that claim and are part of this claim process. Because I think that's a big fear that lots of people have when they've been hurt in an accident, and they think about or evaluate whether or not to bring a claim to get compensated. And so that's important. It's now, I'm not saying you're treated the same as somebody who is a legal resident. If you end up in front of a jury, certainly in a place like Arizona, where illegal immigration is such a significant topic, and you do not speak English, although the jury isn't going to hear about whether or not you're in the United States legally or illegally, it's possible that they are prejudicial to you or towards you because you don't speak English. That's just a potential possibility with people in general, and it doesn't go away within the claims process. I can tell you, I do see insurance companies certainly treat non-English speakers unfairly, in my opinion. And again, we are able to, as lawyers, fight against that and get you a better resolution on your case than I think you would ever get on your own, because we do this all day, every day. And because everybody knows you do have a valid right to bring your claim. So it's important that, anybody who's here illegally and is hurt in an accident understands that. So you can always get help from an attorney on your personal injury case, even if you're not in the country legally. And this is an important piece, and it applies to everybody. It applies to everybody we represent. You don't have to pay us you don't have to pay a personal injury attorney to hire them. We work on cases at Zanes Law on a contingency fee basis. So if we take on your case and we're not successful on your case, you don't owe us anything. If we're able to get you compensated, we take a percentage of the monies we're able to get for you as our fee. And so you never have to pay anything up front. You never have to worry about owing us something if the case doesn't work out. And quite honestly, there's not a downside to you bringing your claim to get compensated if you've been hurt in a car accident, even if you're here illegally. Another thing that we're able to do for clients is get them the medical care that they need. I think one challenge illegal immigrants have who are hurt in accidents is receiving the appropriate medical care that they need. Because if you don't have health insurance, it can become very difficult. And generally speaking, if you're not a legal resident, you're not going to qualify for Medicaid, you're not going to qualify for Medicare or any government health care plans. You're not going to qualify under the Affordable Health Care Act for subsidies to help you purchase medical insurance. And so medical care becomes a big challenge. And we are certainly able to help any client who's uninsured, legal or illegal in status, obtain the medical care that they need in order to, number one, get better, and number two, get compensated in their claim. Because by receiving that medical care, there's now documentation regarding your injuries and the extent of your injuries and the extent of the recovery process for you and all of those things. And so, again, if you're an illegal resident in the United States and you're hurt in an accident, we can bring a claim successfully for you and get you compensated. That's what we as personal injury lawyers, in Tucson and in Phoenix do. I mean, all day, every day for our clients. And so do not hesitate to give us a call. So thank you for tuning in today. Until next week, have a great week. And again, if there are any questions that revolve around, bringing a claim, or if you have any questions about kind of how to go about this, just send me an email. My email address is dzanes, Z-A-N-E-S, at Zanes Law, ZANESLAW.com. Thanks, and we'll talk to you next week.